Hey, what's up? Sorry that I started so late. But I was setting up all this, and it's a lot more complex than I was thinking it would be. So, this pre-show has started off with Kyle Bossman. I really like him. He's a really great guy. And just this is fine so far. I'll raise the volume in a little bit, but for now, he showed what was it? That anime game. I'm already forgetting. I always forget the name, but it's like the Devil May Cry anime game. The trailer had nothing new pretty much, so I barely even paid attention. And then that last trailer was pretty good. I wish I'd showed that. I wish I had that already on camera, but whatever. It was like a kind of a well, I was gonna say shooter, but I don't know. It didn't really stick out. So I'm excited about what we're gonna see today. I had wanted to release a video about I think it was the Microsoft event 3 weeks ago or something like that. But I kept working on the video over and over, and I don't know why, but I think whenever I do this on my laptop, it just doesn't work. Like the camera ends up freezing after 20 minutes or something like that. So I did a new setup on my new computer, and so here we are. We'll see if I get the green screen behind me working or not later. I hope I can just fix that in post, but who knows. But yeah, I guess we'll see what happens. I don't know how long this is gonna be, so I'll react to these people being trapped in their rooms or whatever.
Welcome back to the Opening Night Live pre-show. This is only the second year of ONL existing, but I think it is safe to say that this year's will be unconventional. So to tell us what to expect from the show this year, please welcome Jeff Keighley. We are now joined by...
Jeez, he's looking old, or maybe it's just the camera. No, he's got gray hair too.
How you doing, Jeff?
I'm doing great, Kyle. How are you?
I'm doing okay. So back in April, Gamescom said we're going digital this year. When did you start thinking about ONL and how that's going to look?
Well, we knew last year we were going to do another ONL this year because it was a big success, but yeah, we had no idea what format was going to take. Normally we were in Cologne. This year we're doing it from Los Angeles, but actually Gamescom came to me and said we definitely want to do ONL. It's a digital event for the whole world, so even if we don't have something physically in Germany, we still want to do this show with you. And I said I was doing Summer Game Fest, and maybe we can bring all these things together to create this grand finale for the show. And all summer I was really hoping to do a show that was a little bit bigger than I've been broadcasting from home here for many months, and I wanted to do something with kind of a set and a little bit of spectacle to it, and bring the whole industry together, and that's what we're going to do.
So is it going to be just as long as a regular show?
Yeah, we have 2 hours of stuff to
2
show
hours.
folks,
2 hours is good.
Industry, the big stuff, the biggest games out there like Call of Duty, and then a lot of really interesting titles. Of course, we're gonna have some amazing next gen stuff in the show, and Fall Guys Season 2, which has become a thing over the past couple of weeks. So it's really fun to have the big and the small.
Yeah, I was planning on streaming Fall Guys, but
blended together. But yeah, it's a full blown show.
Is it going to be just
hectic stuff going on where I'm living, so maybe I'll put that on my Twitch channel later.
Some extended gameplay demos of some titles as well. There will be a few interviews with a couple of developers. We've got some special guests, and one thing I will say, kind of right out of the gate, is that this is not sort of wall-to-wall shock and awe announcements of new games similar to last year.
I mean, as long as there's any games, I think that's all that matters, really.
Games that
There's no reason why we shouldn't get an update on
big surprise announcements.
on Silk Song.
And
you know, at least an update. Hey, coming 2021, you know?
Last year, this is really a showcase of like big holiday
Or
games coming next year that you know.
From Software's game.
I would tell people to set their expectations to be really meaningful updates on existing games versus.
Well, there's a lot of existing games. Like, how about Bayonetta 3? You know? By the way, I didn't see the Nintendo announcement. I did notice somebody did a reaction to the Nintendo Direct, and I was like, oh, I didn't know. So I haven't even looked at it yet. But it would be nice if there was at least something of Bayonetta 3. Sheesh.
This show, and I think for all of us in the industry, we want that big showcase. So I'm just really excited to honestly like leave home, do like have a set, and you'll see we've got like screens and lights, and it's if we do it right, we're gonna hopefully create that magic moment that we haven't felt this summer, right? And a lot of the events this summer have been pre-taped, and they've been great, and lots of cool game info. But I really wanted to do something live with a lot of energy to it. So if we do things right, that's what people are about to see.
Very cool. Good luck with everything.
Thanks, Kyle. Thanks for hosting the pre-show.
I'm doing my best. So just so we're all on the same page about what just happened, that was basically an interview with my boss using questions that I mostly already know the answers to. So considering all that, I think it went pretty well. Next up, we do have another World Cup trailer, baby. Vroom vroom honk honk for Dirt 5.
Oh, yeah, Dirt's kind of lame. I'm gonna shut off the camera here for a second. There we go. But you know, it's Dirt 5, so what are you expecting? Wait a second there. Weird, because I was seeing like my mic spike up, and I don't know what that was for, but whatever. But yeah, I'm gonna increase my audio for the Cars game. By the way, if you're wondering why my camera's so close to me, I don't know. Like I bring it back more, and it's like, for it to be similar to other people's, it'd have to be like 5 feet away or something. It is an old camera, so there's that. I was thinking about adding something. Let's see. So yes, I wanted to look at.
So you think like a vampire bit a car and sucked out gas? To be continued. It is now time for the part of the pre-show that I've been reading your live comments. I see them right now. Everybody's blowing up, demanding Kyle's 10 reasons to be excited for opening night live. Well, let's kick it off. Reason number 10 to be excited for opening night live 2020, feeling excited for next gen again. Number 9, Jeff Keighley wardrobe reveal. Number 8 reason to be excited for opening night live 2020, Destiny trailers usually pretty good. Number 7, it will mean this pre-show is finally over. Number 6, Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. Number 5 reason to be excited for ONL 2020, Shadow Drops?
What we are.
I'm with you every step of the way.
The future of gaming.
The future.
Welcome to Gamescom opening.
By the way, if you didn't know, I run mine at 480p because my computer cannot run 60 frames per second. So yeah, great.
Hello everyone, I'm Jeff Keighley.
But maybe it'll be more
Welcome to
stable
Gamescom
that way.
Opening Night Live 2020. Now this year Gamescom is of course a little different than normal, and I hope all of you and your families are safe and healthy at home. In 2020, games have comforted and connected us more than ever. And with the launch of PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X later this year, games are only going to get better. Well, all summer, I was hopeful we could get to this very moment, a big live showcase filled with more than 35 games to kick off Gamescom 2020. Tonight, you'll get a first look at Fall Guys Season 2 and an extended gameplay demo of Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart for PlayStation 5. Plus, we might have a couple surprises along the way, too. But before we start, I want to acknowledge and thank all the game developers, marketers, and publishers who have worked under challenging circumstances to keep us entertained. This show is nothing without them or my production team, and doing a show at this scale safely is not easy, especially when all of you at home have some pretty insane expectations. I hope tonight reminds you why you love to play games. And with that, we're going to move on to our first game with a game that was just announced yesterday, Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. And joining me is Dan Vondrak from Raven to tell us
Didn't hear about it.
and give you an exclusive sneak peek.
But that is kind of
Dan, how you
cool. Good direction. You'd think they would have done it by now, but
Jeff, thanks for having
I don't
me
have
here.
high
This has,
expectations, so.
been a dream project for us to work on from nearly the beginning.
Russia fights Afghanistan?
Black Ops Cold War was going to be a direct sequel to
Vietnam? I know, they already did
And we
Vietnam.
loved the idea of returning to the pillars, built the Black Ops franchise, deniable operations, conspiracy grounded in history, and that shadowy world of paranoia. And we get to mix all those together, drop the player into the 1980s at the height of the Cold War, and it's really something that we know would feel relevant to today and also uniquely Black Ops.
Well, you start playing with Black Ops, everyone wants to know characters. We saw
That's wrong. The 80s are not the height of the Cold War. It would be like late 1960s, you know, with the Cuban Missile Crisis. That was the height of the Cold War. Just saying.
Yeah, part of the fun in making this game
Whatever.
was bringing back the iconic characters like Woods and Hudson and Mason and seeing how all those personalities mix with some of the new characters. So the campaign takes place in 1981, and we love that we've been able to have so many connections to the original Black Ops and really be that direct sequel to the game.
Now, one thing that I'm really excited about this is you're pushing the storytelling in kind of a new direction with some branches and some options about how you play through the campaign. Can you maybe walk us through your thinking there?
Yeah, one of the driving forces from early in development was to say, let's take this Black Ops thrill ride and infuse it with some player choice and some player freedom. Anything we can do to give the player a little more ownership over their experience. So that starts with allowing the player to create their own character for the Cold War campaign. They can name them and pick a military background and really pretend they are that Black Ops soldier that they want to be. From there, we wanted to take some of our missions and infuse options.
Boo!
Pass and some player choice moments inside some of those missions, and it was fun to find that balance between the hard driving Call of Duty action and these more non-linear experiences inside some of the missions. So with choice comes the player wanting to feel that impact. So some of those choices earlier in the game and some towards the end will actually shape the ending of the narrative of the campaign.
All right, so multiple endings to this game.
Yeah, absolutely. That was one of the big things for us. It's like we love that Black Ops has always been willing to take risks, and we all know they did some of this in Black Ops 2. And with our
I just realized that Jeff Keighley must be on like a blue or green stage just talking to walls, huh? They're like, okay, so here's where they're going to be coming in, and then the gameplay's on that wall, and you're just standing on blue.
Maybe you could flip the switch on something exclusive for us. What are you going to say?
Yeah, absolutely. This is really exciting because this will be the first time we've done this outside the walls of the...
Since you got a switch there, maybe you could flip the switch on something exclusive.
That delay was awful. Well, maybe it's on our end.
Yeah, absolutely. This is really exciting because this will be the first time we've done this outside the walls of the development studio. This is a scene from earlier in the game, and it's a critical point that really shows the narrative.
Sorry, that's
story,
like
shows
really
this
bad.
threat that our heroes are going to be battling. So let's take a look.
(1943). Detailed information from the Manhattan Project was stolen from Los Alamos by the Russian spy known as Perseus. 1968, the Vietnam War. Viet Cong soldiers orchestrated by Perseus attempted to steal an American-made nuclear bomb from a U.S. firebase. 5 days ago, while on a mission, we acquired intel that Perseus is in play again and planning an attack on the West. Perseus. The CIA's analysts consider him to be the single largest threat to the free world.
Mr. Hudson, we're all aware of Perseus. We're also aware he's more myth than fact. I mean, personally, I think he's nothing more than the Russian boogeyman.
General Haig.
I think I saw Joel from The Last of Us in that crew.
Best suited to respond to that. CIA clandestine special officer Russell Adler. He's one of the few people who even come close to capturing Perseus.
Mr. Adler, why should we take this Perseus threat seriously?
You don't have to, sir.
Yeah, then a lot of innocent people are gonna die.
Why do you say that?
Sir.
Every time Perseus has come into play, it's shifted the balance of the Cold War. After 13 years of silence, if he's active, something big is gonna happen. Something that will affect the free world. Mr. President.
Sir.
Mr. President.
Mr. President, this is Jason Hudson and Russell Adler.
I know their names. Who do you think approved their last mission? Is the threat real?
Yes, sir, we believe it is.
Can you stop Perseus?
We can, sir. I've already submitted the requisition for my team.
Sir, their requests are highly irregular. Most likely illegal if the press gets a hold.
What the hell are you talking about? Do you know who we are?
Every mission we go on is illegal.
Sergeant Woods, plausible deniability is the backbone of our work.
Al, we're talking about preventing an attack on the free men and women of the world. Give Mr. Adler whatever he wants. Gentlemen, you've been given an important task. Protecting our very way of life from a great evil. There is no higher duty. There is no higher honor. And while few people will know of your struggles, rest assured, the entire free world will benefit. I know you won't fail us.
Tonight we have some new game announcements for you guys as well, including this one, a new next-gen narrative action-adventure game from Reflector Entertainment in Montreal. It's called Unknown 9. The game tells the story of Haruna, a woman raised on the streets of India and haunted by visions of her own death. Haruna struggles to understand her mysterious innate abilities to manipulate...
Am I supposed to have seen this before? Because, the first look, but you're showing me parts from the trailer already. Okay. Okay, needed to see more to know anything. What the fuck? This looks awful. Oh boy. I assume that's some sort of short story thing.
Gameplay. One of this year's biggest games has been Doom Eternal. Tonight we've got an exclusive first look at the campaign expansion called The Ancient Gods Part 1. Check this out.
After the debacle that was my Doom playthrough, there's no way I'm coming back to that game. Also, there's a lot of reusing of enemies. Like, needed to see at least like 3 new enemies or something.
Tonight, Casey Hudson and the team wanted to give everyone around the world a little taste of what's next. Casey, over to you.
Hey Jeff, it's great to see you again. You know, 6 years ago, we were on the stage with you at the 2014 Game Awards, accepting the Game of the Year for Dragon Age Inquisition. And since then, we've been imagining new ways to use next-generation technology to bring the world and characters of Dragon Age to life. We're still in early production, but we thought it was time to give you the very first look at how BioWare's passionate team of developers are crafting this very special game.
I've been at BioWare for a really long time, so I've got to see it grow up and turn from a company of 35 people to a company of more than 300 people.
There's amazing people in the industry. There's amazing stories to be told with other people.
I love that character so much.
That's awesome. We're very experimental here at BioWare.
I'll be right back.
So we're always
I'm just trying to work it out.
Decision making.
We'll see this one and see if that's good.
Party member dies. And it means owning your outcome and reactivity to the choices that you do make.
I just love the possibilities that Dragon Age offers us, and I'm excited to explore a lot more of them.
I think that's working pretty well, actually.
Great Scott!
Oh gosh.
I think there's been a serious miscalculation.
Wow, wait, you're...
I mean, might as well use him while he's still alive.
I'm Emmanuel Brown, doctor of physics, not of medicine, and certainly not that quack from Rick and Morty.
Yeah, we know who you are, but what are you doing here?
I did come back from the future to this precise moment on August 27th, 2020, because it's imperative we launch Surgeon Simulator 2 right now.
And what exactly do you have to do with Surgeon Simulator?
During the mid-20th century, some friends of mine from Shire University invented a state-of-the-art medical training facility, otherwise known as the Surgeon Simulator Training Program. Now, 70 years later, we've digitized the experience. It's unbelievable. You can access the program through your computer and then be medically trained from the comfort of your keyboard. It's available as of Great Scott, this very moment. Tonight, I want a world.
I gotta give credit. This is like a 10 out of 10 marketing campaign, but this is still really random. It's like they just called him and said, "Hey, will you be in favor of talking about this video game?" And that's it.
Save our future.
So
only time will tell. And speaking of time, I'm off to another world premiere, Avengers 26, The Return of the Son of Thanos, opening 2077. And with that, I leave the fate of the human race in your hands. Let's make sure you play Surgeon Simulator 2. Now, doctor's orders.
Oh my, that's on his head! No!
Let me give him a little pat on the head. Where does this part go? We got it. He looks good as new.
Now grab the good arm and bring it in here. We're dying. He's dying.
Oh, no! That's not right! My finger slipped! Jesus Christ! Put it back!
Oh,
He's perfect! We saved him!
Doc Brown introducing Jacksepticeye playing Surgeon Simulator, only on Opening Night Live. All right, well, if you thought that crossover was kind of crazy, wait until you get a load of this next game announcement that I don't think anyone probably saw coming. Check this out.
Coming 2020, even though there's only like 4 months left in 2020, really? You don't know what months?
Tonight is just the start of Gamescom 2020. Over the next 3 days, there are more streams from IGN and Webedia with in-depth looks at games, a digital cosplay contest, and some special new shows just for Gamescom. Your portal for all things Gamescom this year
Digital
is
cosplay
now,
contest,
check
really?
out at gamescom.global.
Okay.
One game you'll hear more about later on IGN's post-show is this one, a return of two classic characters that I love. Check this out.
No, not Ratchet and Clank. I know it's gonna be Ratchet and Clank, right? I hope not.
In a world gone strange, one elite force stands against the darkness. But even they could use some help.
Here, slip on this little beauty for effect.
I know about Sam and Max from like there was a poker game they were in, and their original game, of course. But they just said like, oh, they're gonna need help. But do they just mean like from the players or something? I guess maybe. Wow, nothing was happening.
The return of Sam and Max. Yes.
That's okay.
And now it's time to say hello
I'll
to
pay
my
$10
wonderful
for
co-host for ONL from IGN. Please say hello to Sydney Goodman.
Thank you. What's up, everyone? I'm Sydney Goodman, and I am thrilled to be here. Gamescom is always such a fun event, and throughout the show tonight, I'll be telling you about all the different ways that IGN is involved in this year's festivities. But first, I have an award to announce. The winner of Best Nintendo Switch Game is Little Nightmares 2. Huge congratulations. Like I said, IGN is going to be here for all of Gamescom with great shows such as the Gamescom
I wonder who the other nominees were.
Me and my co-hosts for all day long.
I forgot Little Nightmares even came
interviews,
out.
Dev talks, more. Plus, we Gamescom Awesome Indies, the show with and for indie developers. That premieres Saturday, August 29th at 7 p.m. Central European Time, so be sure to tune in for more announcements and special guests. And now, let's go back to Jeff for our next big world premiere.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Sid. We are so excited to see what's in the Gamescom studio and also Awesome Indies. I'm going to be on the Daily Show tomorrow. Looking forward to that.
Oh my gosh,
Right,
the
well,
Daily
on
Show,
next
really?
game, in the next World of Warcraft expansion,
Okay, I'm turning off my mic. It's World of Warcraft.
Azeroth, to a place where no living soul has set foot for. The Shadowlands, the afterlife of an entire Warcraft universe. The infinite realms of the Shadowlands are watched over by different factions, known as covenants, each holding dominion over a different aspect of the afterlife. And depending on how someone lived their mortal life, they may end up as part of one of these covenants when they cross over into the Shadowlands. Today, we're excited to give you a closer look at the noble and pure Kyrian Covenant from the realm of Bastion, who are charged with carrying the souls of the dead into the beyond. So sit back and get ready for the world premiere of Bastion, the first in Blizzard Entertainment's new 4-part series of animated shorts called Afterlives. Enjoy.
Light, save my soul.
Uther.
Where am I?
Welcome.
This isn't very animated. It's freaking moving comic.
Truly selfless.
It's not very animated at all. It's like stop motion practically.
You have been chosen.
Stop motion with still
To
images.
shed your mortal burdens and join the ranks of the Ascended, serving to ferry the souls of the dead unto the Shadowlands.
I serve the light, and my work is not done. There is an evil that must be...
There is no evil here. The darkness was sealed within the maw long ago.
You're wrong. He destroyed my home, murdered my people and my king. He must be punished.
You are an aspirant now. You must accept your new purpose and purge yourself of this desire for vengeance.
What I desire is justice.
Devos, why are you training this soul? It is beneath your station as a paragon.
He cannot let go. He continues to demand retribution for his death.
And this concerns you? Many souls take eons to ascend.
Yes, but this one seems broken, Thenios. Unlike any soul I have seen. I have begun to wonder whether he was deemed worthy of Bastion. By mistake.
Be careful, Devos. I would not let the Archon hear such a thought. In time, he will forget. Trust our ways. Trust the path.
Like, this just, like, further convinces me that I never want to play World of Warcraft, because all the dialogue's just like,
you are ready to
trust the path, know your way, don't do anything suddenly unexpected, just follow your destiny, even though you don't know what your destiny is, just follow it.
Still feel his blade.
Like, if this guy killed her, that'd be pretty cool.
Is wounded? Who did this to you?
He was my student. He betrayed us all.
Show me. The runes on his blade were unmistakable. This dark agent runs free on a mortal world with the power of the Maw itself in hand. Our realm is imperiled.
Impossible. The Maw is inescapable. You must return to the path.
If he had purged his life,
the path,
he never would have known of this calamity. The path is flawed.
Enough! The order of the Shadowlands depends on the execution of our eternal charge. You will abandon this course.
As you command, my Archon.
I found evidence that there's some problems. No. As you command. I'm gonna go be evil now or something.
The time of your ascension has come.
I thought I was not ready.
Do you wish to see him punished?
I do.
Then prepare yourself. The moment he falls, we will claim him.
I'd like to remind you, this isn't even really a video game in any way, other than connected to World of Warcraft.
Darkness.
So it's as much of a video game as the Witcher series on Netflix.
Now, cast him into the maw. Return him to the darkness he served. His eternal suffering awaits.
He was my student.
Remember what he did, and take your vengeance.
Not vengeance. Justice.
I hope you guys enjoyed that exclusive look at Bastion. Now, we know many of you can't wait to experience Shadowlands, and our friends at Blizzard want you to know the wait is almost over. October 27th, it is official, and we have so much more opening night live still to go for you. Ratchet & Clank, PlayStation 5, much more. Stay tuned. All right.
Oh, I can't wait to hear what else. Because I don't give a crap about Ratchet & Clank, and I ain't even like that series. I don't have any interest in the new series. The new series, like, the weapons look lame, the enemies look lame,
They have returned.
the ideas of it look lame. Let's see what this is.
Divided. Conquered. Until finally, the gates of the celestial realm were thrown open. Our last remaining hope, the Stormcast Eternals. Vengeance made manifest. Unbound, unbroken, we will take back what the dead have ravaged.
Oh wow, I'm surprised. I actually was thinking it was Warhammer, but I was like, I don't want to say anything because I don't know enough about Warhammer. It's like, that looks vaguely Warhammer, and the music's kind of vaguely Warhammer. Okay. Oh,
you guys may remember back in June I had some masked fun with my buddy Crash Bandicoot announcing Crash 4 It's About Time. With the game coming in October, Crash, of course, had to come back for opening night live. So let's bring him out, everybody. Crash Bandicoot. What? He's where?
This is gonna age amazingly. Just in like 2-3 years, it's just gonna be like, oh, right.
Crash apparently didn't get the memo about Gamescom, but to tell us more about what we just saw, I'm joined by Lou Studdert from Toys for Bob. Lou, what did
I
you
didn't
see
even
there
hear
with,
about
Crash
Gamescom.
and the Gamescom
I guess they just shut it down because, yeah.
Apparently you saw him wandering around
Not
Cologne,
surprising.
but what he was hinting at was kind of our reveal of what we call flashback tapes, which are a brand new style of level that we are announcing here today.
Okay, so how do these flashback levels kind of play into the overall Crash 4 narrative?
Yeah, so the way that the flashback tape levels work is that they are kind of a peek back in time to the 90s when Neo Cortex was actually testing on Crash and Coco before the events of Crash Bandicoot 1. And they're kind of these devious puzzle rooms.
It's called
that we've made,
backstory.
and they're really hard, and they're really
No,
awesome. And
just
they're
like test
super
creative.
creative, and we can't wait to get people's hands on them.
Yeah, no, I got to play a demo of this a few weeks ago, and that was a challenge, so I can't imagine how nefarious these are. How are they going to be sort of integrated into the game? Are they optional, like offshoot stuff, or how do you get to them?
Sure. So players actually have to collect the flashback tapes in the levels themselves. They're an object that they can pick up, and to actually pick them up, they have to reach them in the level without dying. It's kind of our homage to the death routes from the original trilogy. So players have to reach these objects in the level, pick them up, and then once they get them, they'll get access to these unique levels.
So beyond the pure challenge, what other fun? How are these fun for players to kind of experience? What do they get to do in them?
Sure. So one of the things that we did was we actually used these as, like I said, puzzle rooms. Really kind of fun, nefarious, devious ways for Crash to really express that pure platforming kind of aspect of gameplay that we know and love about the franchise.
This kind of reminds me of the Quark tapes from Ratchet and Clank Up Your Arsenal. Because in that one, like, you could collect tapes of Captain Quark doing some backstory, basically. Though I don't know. I don't remember how hidden those were, though. They definitely were easier to get than
Awesome. All right, well, Crash 4, It's About Time looks phenomenal, Lou. We cannot wait to check it out in October. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Awesome. All right, well, we will be right back after this for more Gamescom Opening Night Live.
I have become terror. The unseen predator. A rupture that obliterates without warning. Alone, the hordes of Enoch will fall before me. But together, this entire planet will fear us. The anomaly alters us, each in our own ways, yet we are drawn down the same road, into the dark heart of creation. 'Cause I feel the way you feel. Yeah, kill the way you kill. We will find the source, whatever it holds, whatever it takes.
I wanted to just try it out just to see, but yeah, that was a little underwhelming.
Welcome to the
Like, it definitely looked good, but you know, if it stops constantly. Isn't Outriders? I don't remember who they made. Did that say Square Enix? I don't know. I don't know. Sorry. Normally, I feel like I was a lot more knowledgeable about games and like what studios were creating what before the virus, and then the virus happened, and it was like, well, I stopped. To be fair, I stopped watching any other information about gaming just because it'd be like, you know, it's like spurts. It's like here's no info, then nothing for like 3 weeks, and then here's new info or something. So yeah, this is Captain Tsubasa, I believe. Soccer anime. It's like a pretty famous sports anime.
Welcome to Necromunda.
But
I can see you're new here. Let me get you up to speed.
At least the graphics are good. It is interesting because so the interesting thing about this is that FIFA doesn't really have any competitors, so there's no reason why this couldn't be, Captain Tsubasa wouldn't be like really big for the sports fans, especially if they are already fans of anime. But even if they're not fans of anime, they might be kind of interested in it. But then again, I don't know how good of a soccer game it is. So.
But when their armor, blood, skin, and will are of iron, it's a potent combo. Why would someone like you want to know about an all-female gang of psychopaths, drug dealers, killers, cloners, and... Oh, makes sense. Anesha will cut you up just for the fun of it. Goliaths are big, That's it. Anything smaller than them doesn't deserve to live. And they're just as happy filling you with lead as they are smashing you to pieces with a power maul. Now, mixing that whole pot together in a place like this, you can imagine what happens. Chaos, gang warfare, for wealth, for power, hell, sometimes just for fun. So, think you're ready? Necromunda Under Hive Wars comes to PlayStation 4, Xbox One and PC on September 8th.
O futuro dos jogos, além de realidades virtuais extremamente fidedignas e realistas, eu acho que também se encontra em formas mais expressivas e absurdas, quebrando cada vez mais esses paradigmas de formato de videogame que a gente tem e sendo usado mais do que nunca como uma ferramenta de expressão artística.
I envision the future gaming to be quite bright and quite online.
The next generation of console will clearly allow AAA and indie developers to build more creative-driven
blah
games
blah
that
blah.
will cover
Generic.
more diverse subjects.
I want to play all kinds of stories about people and places, both real and imagined. I want comedy games. I want autobiographical games.
We're as online as we ever could be. Like, any more online, and I feel like it's a developer choice, not a gamer choice. I mean, so a lot of people want games to be played by themselves, you know, completely alone, away from everybody, and just immerse themselves in the game. It's like, ooh, RPGs could become online, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, so?
You know, one of the things I love
online
about
kills story, so unless story dies in video games, online's never going to be that big a deal.
So pay attention to this next game. It comes
That's
from
why
a
it's like
team
kind of
of
split
two
between
in Sweden,
like
Tuxedo
50-50ish
Labs.
of
Over the past 3
online
years,
focus and story
developer
focus.
Dennis Gustafsson has built his own
Depends on the
game
genre, I'm sure.
engine to
Like,
realize
shooters
his
might
vision for a
lose
fully
story,
destructible
maybe.
game
They
world.
kind of have,
What
to
he's
some
building
extent.
has absolutely blown
Except
me
for
away,
Doom,
so I
sort
asked
of.
Dennis to prepare a special trailer just for tonight. I hope you're equally inspired by the ideas in this next game. Definitely one to watch. Teardown. Dennis to prepare a special trailer just for tonight. I hope you're equally inspired by the ideas in this next game. Definitely one to watch. Teardown.
I feel like I'm hearing background noise in Jeff Keighley's studio. Not now, but like in the transition areas, it's like it's like, did you guys really not, like, this isn't live, like actually live, so whatever, it's technical difficulties, whatever. Okay, fine. I mean, this is pretty interesting. So is this just like an online game in which people can just... No, it's just... Heist? How does this work? Like, so basically you pre-do it and then it's like a speed run, but what about like... But apparently you could use all the construction equipment to do all this, so like what? Yeah, it's just a speed run, collect-a-thon, sorta.
Last year at Opening Night Live, we announced Little Nightmares to the world.
I'm sure it'll be popular.
The team at Tarsier
It does look
Studios
like something
hasn't
that would be
shown
popular.
anything since,
But,
that changes right now. Here is a first look at the
Well, it depends whether it's
gameplay
multiplayer,
of Little
actually. I don't
Nightmares
know if
2,
that was
which is coming
multiplayer. I don't think
next
it was.
February, with more to come throughout the week at Gamescom, including a live demo on Gamescom Studio tomorrow. That changes right now.
Wait, so Little Nightmares 2... But I thought that they said that there was an award for this getting like best Switch game. Was it like best Switch game that hasn't come out yet? And if that's the case, then like... Yeah, then there was like no competition, I guess. I don't know. Oh no, it's still doing it. They're still screwing up. Like, at least I was just thinking, like, as long as he doesn't talk, yeah, it'll be fine. You know, you get some background people talking, whatever. But then it's like, here's your water, Mr. Jeff Kelly. Yes, thank you. Okay. It's like, it should be like, cut audio. Like, I can cut audio. Like, I'm talking right and then I'm still talking right now. Wow, I cut the audio. Whoa. And I'm not professional here. I mean, they can do it remotely, so it's even weirder. Whatever.
I'm WWE Hall of Famer Jerry the King Lawler, and I'm reuniting with my old buddy Mauro Ranallo to bring you all the over-the-top action in WWE 2K
Later in 2021? I thought they just said February 2021.
This is great! This arcade-style video game is over-the-top outrageous, with 70 WWE superstars and legends brawling it out like never before! Oh no! Hey, Mauro! Look out below! WWE is L-I-T! You know, I'm a little more old school than Mauro, so I can't wait to see WWE legends teach these kids a thing or two. And you know what? Here's a closer look at the insane action.
It's a great evening for WWE action.
Oh, wow! Take that, Mauro! Man, it's so good to see the Bella Twins at their best. And now, let's keep this party rolling with another matchup. Oh, look out, Mauro! The Undertaker has risen, and Finn Balor is about to be taken for his last ride.
Mamma mia, what a move! Finish him!
Oh no!
It's really hilarious when you remember the fact that they are reacting to nothing. Like, they're not actually seeing what's happening. They're just reading off the script, and it's like, okay. He's looking at a camera saying this, and it's like, oh, I'm reacting. Oh my gosh. That's so silly. I don't know. I guess it's just normal for voice acting or voiceover.
And brawl without limits. Mamma mia! Oh, sorry, Mauro. I know that's your line.
Hello again. I have even more awards to announce, so let's get right down to it. The winner of Best Action Adventure Game is Watch Dogs Legion.
The city needs a resistance. And it starts with you. What do you say?
Find the perfect shot.
The winner of Best Action Game is Star Wars Squadrons.
Think you can escape?
This is gonna be close. The winner of Best Multiplayer Game is Operation Tango.
Can we see some more Star Wars Squadrons then? Maybe they're like doing the award winners now, and then they'll be like, okay, then we'll show you the game later then. Maybe.
I used to be an explorer.
The winner of Best Indie Game is Curious Expedition 2.
Did not believe what I had witnessed. It was time for the world to learn my name.
Congratulations to all the winners. As I mentioned, IGN will be here for all of Gamescom with great shows and new ways for you to get all your gaming news. Check it out.
Gamescom 2020 is the heart of gaming, and you can keep to the beat right here on IGN. We've turned the single biggest show in gaming into 5. Gamescom Now is your virtual show floor with second live coverage. Gamescom Daily Show, Gamescom's first ever late night talk show, our Gamescom Awesome Indie Show, the freshest deep cuts in gaming, and finally the Gamescom Best of Show, including the Gamescom Award. Gamescom 2020 is available on IGN and wherever you stream Gamescom Now.
And now it is time to talk about Best Action Game winner, Star Wars Squadrons. This is a new immersive space combat game from Motive Studios that delivers the ultimate Star Wars pilot fantasy. We've missed those. In Squadrons, you'll suit up and fly for both the New Republic and the Galactic Empire across intense 5v5 multiplayer battles, as well as an all-new authentic single-player story set after the events of Star Wars Episode 6, Return of the Jedi. Today, we'll get a glimpse of what Squadron's story has to offer by taking a brief look at one of the single-player missions featuring some light narration by the Motive team. Let's check it out.
We all choose our path. Light, dark, freedom, or destruction. The Empire chose to destroy Alderaan in order to spread fear and douse the fires of rebellion. But the hero pilots of the Rebel Alliance have chosen to keep fighting, to show the Empire that we are not.
I thought that there was a choice between light and dark, though, that they mentioned in the movie, and then they just chose light or dark.
The Empire lives on, shattered though it may be. As I speak, Imperial forces are edging toward the Bormia sector, hoping to end our New Republic before we find our footing. As their empire collapses, they try to tighten the grip. But the galaxy is changing, and you can be part of it. With the help of brave and daring pilots, this war can end. Make a choice. Fly with the New Republic. Change our galaxy for the better.
Hi, I'm Suzanne Hunka, narrative producer on Star Wars Squadrons. Our single-player story is one of daring pilots and deep-seated rivalries.
Take Titan Squadron. Hunt down the Star and eliminate it.
Gladly, Admiral Sloan.
Over the course of the story, you'll fly as 2 pilots on opposite sides of war. And, like all modes in Star Wars Squadrons, you'll have the option to experience every mission fully immersed in VR.
I hear you're the reason.
That sounds really boring in dialogue.
Today,
the dialogue.
We're giving you a glimpse of an
Do
early
this.
Imperial
Yes.
ship behind enemy lines.
One of our spies, Agent Thorn, has discovered vital intelligence on Project Starhawk. Your mission is to extract her from an orbital outpost above Hosnian Prime. Behind enemy lines, you'll have to eliminate perimeter defenses.
I don't think that actually looks like Antilles from the game, or from the movie.
When you've secured the area, you will escort the Gladius to the outpost, and our extraction team will acquire Agent Thorn. Once Thorn is secure, reach your Gozanti cruisers and turn to the Overseer.
For our escape, escort us to the jump point. We have Republic corps inbound.
Change course and keep Agent Thorn safe. Titan 3, take out those fighters.
Understood. I'll handle it.
You have my thanks, Titan Squadron.
No time to celebrate. Move on.
Each mission will immerse you into the escalating conflict between the New Republic and a shattered empire. Debrief with your squadrons between missions.
You're our new wingmate.
Customize and master all 8 starfighters and join the galaxy's finest.
I need you focused and ready to go.
From bombing runs at the Nadiri dockyards to setting a trap in the Xavian Abyss, the story of these rival squadrons will push the war to the brink and define the galaxy for years to come. I look forward to seeing you in combat October 2nd.
That is not all EA has to share from a galaxy far, far away today. At Star Wars Galaxy Edge, you can enter the world of Batuu, where you can visit Oga's Cantina
Nice to hear
or
some
jump
of
into
that
the Millennium
old Star Wars
Falcon on a
music.
run to Smuggler's
I'm not like a
Cove.
huge
It
fan
was
of Star Wars,
this incredible
honestly, but,
adventure
like,
at Disneyland
I do
Resort and Walt
appreciate
Disney World
the
was
older
that
music
inspired
compared to
the
the newer
Sims' latest game.
sequel
Check this
trilogy
out.
music.
There is even more Star Wars to come later in the show. Lego Star Wars, the Skywalker Saga is up, and as we move into our second hour, we got Fall Guys
Looks
Season
fine.
2 still to come, the reveal of that, which I can't wait for you guys to see. And of course, a gameplay demo of Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart for PlayStation 5. But right now, you might remember this next game, Annapurna Interactive, from last year's Microsoft E3 event. And today, I'm excited to share a new announcement from the team. This interactive thriller about a man stuck in a time loop is one of this year's most intriguing indie titles, and now they've added an absolutely all-star cast to the game. Here's a whole new look at 12 minutes. This interactive one of this year's most intriguing indie titles, and now they've added.
All right, close your eyes. I want you to think of a flower. Look at its contours, its curves. Now I want you to imagine it changing, moving backward, returning to a bud. Think of that bud, unopened. Look at it as a whole, then silently repeat these phrases. May you be free from suffering. You be free from fear. May you know peace and joy.
It kind of sounds like they're trying to have somebody that sounds like Morgan Freeman, but it's not Morgan Freeman, which is weird because they were saying like, oh, all-star cast. Okay.
That's going to be a really special indie game. So glad to announce that here on the show. Now, last year at the Game Awards, we announced Godfall, a new looter shooter coming to PlayStation 5 and PC from Counterplay. Tonight, we've got a quick sneak peek, one of the new Valor plates, with more footage coming as part of Gamescom 2020. Check this out. Last year at the Game Awards, looter shooter coming to PlayStation 5 and PC from Counterplay. Tonight, we've got a quick sneak peek, Valor
Sneak. Okay. I was gonna say sneak peek. What are you talking about, sneak peek? We've already seen like a full demo and it was crap. It's like, oh, well, you'll see more later. Oh, okay, I guess. Still waiting for the part where it's not just swordplay.
We have much more O&L to come. Exclusive looks at Lego Star Wars, the Skywalker Saga, Fall Guys Season 2.
I'd like to remind you,
Wait
even at
until you see
480p,
what the
video should be running really
more.
smoothly.
But first, I'm sure
and
you
like
saw
like
that earlier
this
week,
is not
part of
480p.
Demos,
I can see
Warframe's
problems
newest,
everywhere.
expansion
I'd call
was
this
released on
360.
PC, Xbox, and PS4.
But whatever.
And today, it's also
But,
on Switch, all platforms. Here's a look at the heart of Demos. I'm sure you saw that earlier this week.
Expand. Explore. Tear the veil asunder.
Never heard anything about it.
Territory to our sovereign will. But that was what it wanted too. It raged unchecked through metal, bone, flesh. Life. We are infested with it. sway. The jaws close. The final heartbeat approaches.
Have you tried turning it off and on again?
But before we fall, we shall scream. There is one who will hear the heart of Deimos.
So many people have been discovering or rediscovering video games during lockdown, whether it be older people or discovering or rediscovering video games during lockdown, whether it be older people or bored teenagers or middle-aged parents who suddenly find they have to do something together with their kids. And I think I've given out more advice about video games in 2020 than
Yeah, wait 1 second. Sorry. I just wanted to mention real quick, and also turn off this volume because there's nothing happening. I just wanted to mention about how I played Warframe. Got addicted to it for a good while, and I got probably 80% of everything you could pretty much get in the game, just about. And it's a kind of underwhelming game. You'd think that it would be really, really smooth by now. At this point, I'd still call it a B game. It's not like an AAA or A even. It's like a B. I'm just seeing that update after months and months of no update just makes me think about how they really haven't improved that much. That's all, I suppose. Whatever. We're going back.
All right, guys, we're back officially into hour 2. We've got an hour more of great stuff to show you. Destiny 2 Beyond Light. Stasis, you're going to see a brand
Gotta say, not that excited about it so far. I'll just, whatever. I might end up taking a break here soon. I need something to drink.
The start of Gamescom 2020. But right now, on September 25th, Mafia Definitive Edition launches, a comprehensive, built-from-the-ground-up remake of the original Mafia. Tonight, we've got the exclusive debut of the next trailer, called A Life of Reward Too Big to Ignore, which deals with Tommy's induction into the Salieri crime family. Check this out.
Guys,
Go for it.
in this room,
Okay, well,
they're here
whatever.
because they have the only thing that matters to me. The only thing that should matter to any of us. You know what that is, Tommy?
They're loyal.
That's right.
One day you're busting your back doing an honest day's work in a city that's been trying to scrape you off its heels since the day you stepped off the boat. And the next you're stuffing your pockets full of Salieri's dirty money.
Go get him, Tommy!
Teach these boys a lesson. Break every bone in their bodies.
You want me to become one of those Wall Street boys?
Don't sass me, Tommy. I'm trying to teach you the ropes, so you don't get strangled by them.
Now you stay straight with me, you're gonna be living the high life, Tom. You abuse my trust.
Don Salieri, you won't ever need to worry about me.
Okay then. Welcome to the family.
Next, we're going to introduce you to a turn-based multiplayer strategy FPS from a team in Montreal, Canada. Lemnis Gate is coming in early 2021 and has a unique mechanic built around a 25-second time loop. Check this out. Next spring, get ready to experience memorable moments and non-stop action from all 9 Star Wars films in LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. The entire series has been reimagined with new fun-filled LEGO humor, and now we've got your first look at the gameplay trailer.
I want to learn the ways of the Force and become a Jedi like my father.
The Force is unusually strong with him. That much is clear. Twisted by the dark.
I just remembered that the Star Wars pod racing game is going to be re-released. I heard. Just remembered how I'm like way more excited about that than most of the other announcements here. That's all. Also, again, I don't think this artifacting or whatever the crap this is on my end. My computer's bad, but I don't think it's this bad. We'll go down to 360, and maybe that'll do something.
We need your help.
Jedi, like my father before me.
So be it, Jedi.
Maybe that didn't prove it. Maybe it is on my end. Sheesh.
Man, Lego Star Wars looks so fun coming to next gen as well. All right, we'll be right back with more world premieres from huge new games like Ratchet & Clank, Rift Apart, Medal of Honor, Above and Beyond, and Destiny 2. But before that, here's a look at a game that is launching tonight on Nintendo Switch and Steam. It's called Struggling from Frontier, a fun physics-based platformer.
I was just about to say,
and remember, you can play this tonight.
like tonight, releasing, it's Hollow Knight Silk Song. It's like, oh my god, oh no, okay. I wouldn't be surprised if they just end up shadow dropping it. Okay, I'll be right back. This isn't surprising me in any way.
Know that games are good in the world and can bring us together, and I think we've all felt that in 2020. So I think it's really important.
Yeah, so yeah, it took a little longer than I expected. Gonna be drinking some 7-Up, but I prefer Sprite. Just wanting to let you know.
Gamescom Forest. Gamescom has launched a reforestation project by planting a Gamescom forest together with the community. Gamers worldwide can go to gamescom.global.
Right, Gamers Unite, we got it.
More trees. So let's plant a forest together. All right, well, now we're going to move on to another game, and this one was announced back in May. Chorus is a dark space combat shooter where players take control of Nara on a quest to destroy the dark cult that created her, featuring rich, ray-traced 4K 60 FPS environments on next-gen hardware. Here is the first look at gameplay from Chorus.
You have broken my heart. For your betrayal, you will be broken.
Yeah, I think I remember this one. Again, don't know how to get around this problem with the video. It seems like it stabilizes every time I just change the quality. Oh, I thought he said Corva. Yeah, Corvs. I remember Corvs. Rise is one, right? Yeah. I mean, it looks fine, you know.
How many crowns have you won? If one game has defined the summer of 2020, it absolutely is Fall Guys from Mediatonic in London and Devolver. This game is setting records and putting a much-needed smile on everyone's face. Fall Guys, I think, represents our industry at its absolute best. Well, soon the Fall Guys experience will evolve with Season 2. There's a lot of new stuff coming, and tonight, Mediatonic is about to give you an exclusive sneak peek at what's next. Get ready, I think the internet is about to freak out. Here it is, Fall Guys Season 2.
Hey, I'm Joe. I'm the lead game designer on Fall Guys Ultimate Knockout, and I just want to reach out and say thank you to everyone who's been playing and enjoying the game so far. As a team, we've been looking at all the fan arts, the memes, and the montages that people have been posting online, and the response to the game has really blown us away. Today, we just wanted to give everyone their first sneak peek at the rounds and the costumes that they can be enjoying as part of Fall Guys Season 2. dressing your Fall Guy as a medieval hero and competing across brand new rounds inspired by epic quests from the Middle Ages. Traverse giant drawbridges, dodge swinging axes, and scale movable siege ramps in the quest for ultimate game show glory.
Wait, when is it coming out? Because, okay, I was gonna say, like, why are we seeing concept art? There's the level, so.
Enjoyed the sneak peek of Fall Guys Season 2. We're still adding the finishing touches to development, but if you want to stay up to date, then at Fall Guys Game on Twitter is where you want to be. See you on the start line.
My father has Colorado in the palm of his hand, and he's afraid to close his fist. I am not.
Liberty's got more brains and cunning than both her brothers put together. She's the only one who could actually run Colorado. She's already tried once.
Vic's a depraved child, and Val's a brain without a spine. The years my father wasted grooming them for glory when I was right there.
It almost makes me think that this is like tower defense. I know it's not, but I guess it's kind of tactical. That's like yeah, Wasteland 3. That makes sense. Yeah, because it's just like a XCOM genre.
I really haven't found any new appreciation for gaming at this time, because my appreciation for gaming before couldn't be higher.
Com certeza, jogos multiplayer preenchem completamente a conexão social que eu preciso ter com outras pessoas nesses tempos de isolamento, e é o mais próximo que a gente pode ter de experiências reais com pessoas que estão longe da gente.
You get to travel all over the world in games, which is something I've always taken for granted. At the moment I'm playing Ghost of Tsushima, and you know, I kind of prefer it to the real Japan just because I've heard that in real life they don't let you run around with katanas.
I appreciate games a lot more than films, music, or whatever, and it's just fine for me to have the time to play with friends or even with my family, to have a lot of fun.
I've been mostly at home with small children, and gaming is the only thing that I get to do for myself anymore. I find it's not only an escape, it's also a way to challenge my brain.
Gaming is becoming clearly more important for a lot of people. You know, play is a natural instinct, and from Animal Crossing to The Last of Us Part 2 or Ori, yes, it's definitely an incredible time now to be a gamer, yes.
Hey everyone, I'm Vince Sampella, head of Respawn Entertainment. When we set out to create Medal of Honor Above and Beyond, we knew we wanted to bring the series back to its roots. The Medal of Honor franchise is known for its powerful and exciting single-player stories that put the player in the boots of a soldier who was there. It's a series that is grounded in history, which tells emotionally authentic stories. Peter Hirschman, who directed the original Medal of Honor in 1999, is back at the helm of this project. You'll hear more from him in just a bit.
Really? Was he actually the head though? I don't know, but they do this a lot where it's like they were the one in the first game, and it was like they may help make the first game, and it was like they were art designer, weren't they? Whatever. We'll see.
Of the veterans and survivors of the war through powerful interviews that help set the stage for what players will experience. It's more than just a game. And we could not be more excited to show the world the next look at Medal of Honor Above and Beyond and the game's action-packed story. Let's take a look.
some of you will see combat. I know you're scared. Let me be clear with all of you. I'm scared too.
Welcome to France, gentlemen. I lead the local resistance cell. Something big is happening inside Gestapo headquarters, and we don't know what it is.
We're gonna have to improvise here.
Members of the resistance are perhaps the bravest people fighting in this war. But you really should stop. There is no future in it.
Sorry to interrupt, Lieutenant. Be a wild ride, but we'll get you there.
Why does this look like 6 years out of date or something? Which isn't even really the problem. The bigger problem is that, oh gosh, that's so weird. That arm should not look like that. But more importantly, the action in Medal of Honor is supposed to be like realistic. Like maybe you'll have one big scene, maybe, but that's it. But this is already showing like way too many big scenes. It's like it's supposed to, from what I remember when I played like Medal of Honor 2 or something.
Somehow this motley crew has been
It's more of a,
civilization.
it's like an adventure game, like God of War. But you know, it's a shooter, and so it's kind of more about sneaking around a little sometimes, and conserving ammo. But like they kind of just made it look like Call of Duty World War II.
Thank you so much, Vince. That looks incredible. And now we're here with Respawn Entertainment's Peter Hirschman, game director on Medal of Honor Above and Beyond, to talk more about their new VR experience. Peter, I gotta say, the trailer really grabbed me.
Oh, the VR's why.
Story that you're telling to tell us a bit about this single-player experience. What can we expect?
Well, Jeff, thank you for having us on the show. I'm representing a whole team back at Respawn that's been working really hard on this, and it's so exciting to premiere the trailer with you. Medal of Honor, going back to its roots, was always about putting the player in the boots of a soldier fighting in World War II. And with VR, we're able to do that in almost a literal way. It's definitely the most immersive combat experience I've ever been able to work on. And the story follows you as a player being recruited into the Office of Strategic Services, commonly known as the OSS. And their mission was sabotage, espionage, search and rescue, everything in between. You name it, they did it. And they're known by a different set of initials now, the CIA. But during World War II, they sent operatives all over Europe, deep behind enemy lines. And that allows us to tell a story where you get to go to these places and locations and participate in events that really helped shape.
You could have just had it from the perspective of a French resistance member or something. Like you didn't need to have it part of the CIA to explain why you could see all these events.
Tell the story. It seems like it's all kind of through a first-person perspective, but there are some story sequences. How do you tell the story?
Oh, well, we shot over 120 pages of narrative, which is more than some feature films. We had a huge international cast of phenomenal actors, and it was fantastic. And the story follows a classic three-act structure. Act 1 is working with the French resistance, getting ready for the invasion. Act 2 is D-Day itself and the fight to get to Berlin. And then the third act is dealing with the Nazi secret weapon program, which involved things like the 262 jet and the V2 rocket and things that could have really turned the tide of the war if we hadn't stopped them. So you get to go on this journey, this story. And the story is shot all from your perspective. Because it's VR, your head is the camera. We don't have cutscenes. We don't have edits. Everything revolves around your perspective. So you experience this story completely in first person as if you are there. So it creates a much more intimate and emotional connection with the characters and the things going on around you. It was an incredible way to shoot. One of our animators stood in for the player throughout the 3 weeks that we were on stage. And all the actors are always reacting and talking to you directly. And in VR, it's such a powerful thing. It's all about building that emotional connection, and it just makes the experience all the more authentic.
Well, you and Vince, I know this series is really close to your heart, and I'm like, wow, there's so much there to experience. It looks really rich and detailed, obviously authentic as well. Rich and detailed, obviously authentic as well. Paying tribute to everyone that was involved in the war. I wanted to ask you also about multiplayer, which is something that Respawn is really known for, and you've had a great single player experience. But I hear you might also be doing MP too.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, the thing about VR is that, I've spent we've known each other a long time. You spend much of your career trying to map natural human movements to a controller, and just figuring out things like making feel.
Man, sorry, this is looking so bad. Sheesh. Let's get back to 480. But yeah, like, I have to assume that it's on their end, because I'm not even doing this completely live, so it's like, I'm 30 seconds off, that should be enough or whatever it was, or is it 2 minutes off?
To everyone that was involved in the war. I wanted to ask you also about multiplayer, which is something that Respawn is really known for.
Also, he's like really tripping over his words. It's like, VR, it was a focus.
I mean, the thing about VR is that, I've spent we've known each other a long time.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's on their end when it's popping like this.
Human movements to a controller, and just figuring out things like making feel good, and one of the hardest ones is leaning. And in VR, how you duck, you just duck, and how you lean in VR, you just lean. And so the ability to lean around a corner, just kind of peek around the corner and see where the bad guy is just it heightens the tension so much. It makes it feel all the more real. And when you put that into a multiplayer experience, it just raises it to a whole nother level. So we are shipping, in addition to the campaign, we are shipping a full suite of VR modes, including a few that you can only do in VR, and we're really excited about people playing those.
So what about multiplayer?
After it comes out.
Wow. Well,
I thought the question was about multiplayer.
I gotta say, I'm really excited to put the headset on and try this, and it's coming out later this year, right?
Coming out holiday, so yeah, fasten your seatbelts. We are so excited to bring it to players. We've been working on it a long time. Like you mentioned, it's a passion project for Vince and I and everyone at Respawn. It's a wonderful full circle experience for a lot of us that started our careers working on those original set, going back first one and Allied Assault, and now to be able to bring Above and Beyond to a whole new generation is one of the most exciting things we've been involved with.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Peter. Opening Night Live will be right back. And in the meantime, here's a look at a new game that is launching tonight.
The world was broken, fractured by the magic the Vow Keepers said they would protect us from. Spellstorms still rage across the ruins of the Hollowlands. This is proof, they said. It isn't safe. It can't be controlled. Magic cannot be used. But I am a battle mage. I have broken
Just checking whether my audio is still running. I don't think it is. Or wait a second. Yeah, it is. Okay. I have like way too many audio sources going on. Like I got 4 even though I should only have like 2. Whatever. That's what OBS is like. You're not missing much. Oh no! Did I never turn the oh no, I never turned the display capture back on. I'll have to sync that later. It shouldn't be that big a deal, but I don't know how that happened. I thought they said it was releasing now. Maybe they said soon. I don't know.
Every year at Gamescom, we
Yeah, skipping through that a bit.
So many great games in Xbox Game Pass, and many of tonight's games are in it as well. Every year at Gamescom, we like to highlight some incredible games made in Germany. And tonight, we have a special announcement about one of the most legendary German games of all time, created by Factor 5. Enjoy.
Wolfenstein, right?
最初タリカンの音楽を聴いた時に曲が素晴らしいだけじゃなくてアミガのサウンドそのものも素晴らしいと思いましたね。日本じゃ本当に聞いたことがなかった音楽でした。
Factor 5 was so far ahead of the curve, and each of their games pushed game technology as far as possible. I'd say they're one of the greatest indie developers of all time.
サウンドはすごいわ、グラフィックは綺麗だわ、ゲームプレイも滑らかで満足いくものだわで本当にすごかった。今回タリカンのコレクションが出るってことをとても嬉しく思っているし、これはまた当時みたいにみんなに見せて歩きたいなと思っています。
This was the first game that allowed me to completely fulfill my musical vision. It defined my career, and the fans have been there ever since. To this day, it's one of my proudest works.
I guess I'm not old enough, because yeah, I've never even heard of that game at all. Like, I've heard of a lot of games. Never heard of Turrican.
In June, Bungie revealed a new era of Destiny 2 that starts on November 10th with Beyond Light. For the first time ever, Guardians will add a new elemental power to their arsenal, the Dark Power of Stasis. With Stasis, players will take on the powers of darkness to control and dominate the battle. Here's an all-new look at Stasis from Destiny 2 Beyond Light.
The floodgates are open. The darkness is here. As you step away from the light, we need only look inward. Focus your power. Let it grow. Our fight is far from over.
is Best Sony PlayStation Game. So, without further ado, the winner is Cyberpunk 2077. Congratulations. Of course,
You would think PlayStation game would imply exclusive. I mean, at least it's not Ratchet and Clank, but was I looking the other way and Cyberpunk's not on Xbox?
the winners will be revealed at Gamescom Best of Show, along with cool cosplayers, esports, and more. So tune in on Sunday, August 30th at 8 p.m. Central European Time to see the grand finale of this year's Gamescom, where we give gamers the stage. That's it for me tonight, but before I turn it back to Jeff, I just want to say that I hope everyone out there is staying safe and healthy. We're all in this together, so take care. Back to you, Jeff.
Thank you very much, Sydney. It's great to have you on the
So
show.
they're ending the show with Ratchet and Clank?
All right,
This better
well,
be
a lot
real
of people
impressive.
have been wondering, what will the next generation of gaming feel like? How will it be different? What is that generational difference? Well, back in June, we saw the announcement of Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart from Insomniac Games, a title which uses the power of PlayStation 5, the SSD hard drive, and the DualSense controller to create an experience that Insomniac says is only possible on brand new hardware. Well, now it's time for you to decide if you see the difference. Here's an extended, uninterrupted demo of live PlayStation 5 gameplay of Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart. Enjoy.
We're back. And not far from where we last saw him. We may still have time to put a stop to this.
Hey, I think I found the wombat!
Oh dear. Let's show him how it's done.
All right, bringing out the big guns.
I just realized this could be on easy mode. I mean, not that normal mode's that hard either, but still.
Last one! The train's pulling away. Let's go!
I've been looking everywhere for you.
Put down the Dimensionator, Nefarious.
Put down the Dimensionator. Yeah, right. Today I will finally be free of the both of you. Soon, everything you see will be mine. Say goodbye. What did you do?
Yeah, good idea, Ratchet. Let's just damage something that can control dimensions.
Hitting Nefarious's device seems to have destabilized reality.
The bridge is shot. There has to be another way across.
The rifts appeared to react to your device. Try pointing it at one of them. That was rather exciting.
Games before trade. Wait,
least a very large octopus.
I will never get used to that. Hey, at least we're on the same planet this time. Nefarious is on the other side of that building. Let's get moving before he does anything else to break reality.
Did Dr. Nefarious really resurface after all these years just to try and take over the universe again?
Yeah, I kind of wish he was doing a worse job.
He must have more planned than he is telling us.
That's what I'm afraid of. Can't wait to see what's new. More butts? That's all of them. We have to get the Dimensionator away from Nefarious. Oh no, not right now. Whoa!
The dimensions are weakening considerably.
How bad is it?
Well, it is certainly not good.
Great! Beats me.
The problem with this game is that I just feel like all those levels we just went through are just levels that they're gonna go to over the course of the game. So it's not like all that interesting. It's just like, oh, here, you're gonna go here, then here, then here, then here, and it's like, okay. And also, this part's silly. But maybe it's like alternate dimension, alternate reality. The alternate reality where Nefarious wins, I guess. But again, Nefarious shouldn't even be in this game. Like, a lot of Ratchet and Clank games have other villains. I know, shocking, right? But yeah, not that interesting. I think that's literally what we saw before. I feel like I saw that months ago.
Guys, it was so great to see that.
Like a little more extended, but not much more extended.
I have so many questions. It's amazing to see
Whatever.
what you're doing with the power of PS5 and the SSD. Let me ask you first, Marcus, what are you able to do with Rift Apart that you haven't been able to do before in a Ratchet game because of the power of PS5?
I mean, first and foremost, it's just pure horsepower, enables us to fill our worlds with the kind of density and life that we've never been able to do before. More importantly, perhaps, though, is the dimensional shifting that we have going on, which uses the SSD that allows us to fling the player from planet to planet to planet lightning fast, like in way, way faster than anything we've ever been able to do before.
Yeah, the Rift tether, we saw that in the demo. We had seen some of that in the trailer. So that's all actual gameplay. Mike, I'm curious, like how does that work as you kind of play through the game? Are there certain moments and levels?
It's scripted.
How do you play through that?
Also, they might not have spaceships anymore because you can just go from planet to planet using rifts, which sounds boring. Because spaceships were some of the best parts of Ratchet and Clank, and they were at their best at Up Your Arsenal, which is like over 10 years ago.
It's like being able to lasso
You know what? I think Cracking Time maybe was okay at space battles, maybe. I think they might have been better than Up Your Arsenal, though.
tactical advantage in combat.
Wow, yeah, I got to say, like, when you see that and you imagine the jumping from multiple worlds at instantaneously almost, and it sounds like there's no load screens throughout the entire game.
That's right. We're going seamless.
That's right. Yep.
Wow. All right. You bite. So confident, both of you say it. I like it. Now, let me ask you about DualSense. That's something that is a big part of PS5. I've had a chance to hands-on with the controller, with the adaptive triggers and the haptics. How are you using that to sort of impact the gameplay of Rift Apart?
So at the heart of every Ratchet & Clank game is a powerful arsenal of weapons that just exude a ton of personality. And the DualSense is sort of like, it feels like it was made for Ratchet & Clank just because the haptics give us a whole new layer for the weapons to express themselves. So for example, your burst pistol, of course it gives you like a satisfying click or kick with every bullet. But when you throw the shatter bomb, you can actually feel the energy pulsing off the grenade fade away as it gets further apart from you. Basically, the haptics are expressive enough that every weapon feels different and you can tell what you're holding. But of course, the adaptive trigger like takes that to a functional level where, in addition to the trigger pull feeling unique, we can actually use that as a super intuitive way to add alternate functions to the weapons. So, for example, in the demo, we've got the Enforcer, which is a double-barreled shotgun. You can pull the trigger part of the way down until you hit resistance to fire a single barrel. And then whenever you feel like it's the right time, pull it the rest of the way for a double shot. So you might be swarmed by a bunch of little enemies. You only want to waste one shot on them, and then wait a minute for even more to swarm in before finishing them off. But a big guy, you probably want to just give both barrels to right away. So there's a nice intuitive way of basically raising the skill ceiling and giving you more ways to play better.
Wow. No, I'm excited to see how you guys are going to roll that out across what I'm sure are an insane, group of weapons as always. Plot-wise, Marcus, tell us a bit about this game. I think some fans have wondered, does this tie into the movie plot line, the game plot line? Like, how it would tell us in the Ratchet verse where this sits.
Yeah. Well, canonically, this is an extension of Ratchet & Clank Into the Nexus, the 2013 game. But it's a standalone adventure. So it's one that, even if you've never played a Ratchet & Clank game, you can get into it and you'll understand it and you'll enjoy it. For hardcore fans, we have a lot of nods. You're gonna see a lot of returning characters and planets and see them all through a whole new light of multiple dimensionality.
Yeah, no, this Rift Tether thing, I think.
You know what? Maybe I will rent the game. I guess. Because it's probably not that long.
Like, I guess I'm curious, like, how often you use that technique for gameplay.
So the Rift Tether has created these anomalies all throughout the galaxy. You'll encounter those pretty often. There's even a few more types of dimensional damage you'll encounter that we haven't shown yet. Now, being pulled between worlds, that's localized to chasing after Dr. Nefarious in the demo. And that's sort of reserved for special moments when you really have to, when the dimensional damage really tears wide open.
Well, I gotta say, it looks incredible. And then at the end, we got another tease of this female Lombax. I know you guys have confirmed she is playable in parts of the game. I think everyone wants to know, though, do we have a name for her?
I mean, the world is more interesting with mysteries, and we're going to have to keep
Her name is Ratchet.
A little longer.
Do we get a number of letters in her name or anything?
Too many smart people on the internet. They'll figure it out right away.
She's not named Abby, though, right?
Figure it out right away, implying Ratchet, because it's just Ratchet in a different timeline. Oh my gosh.
Sense all coming together. It looks really exciting. Before we go, though,
which doesn't sound especially important, like story-wise, but whatever.
Play this game. Anything you can share with us on where you're at in development right now?
Mike.
Mike? So Ratchet & Clank is coming out in the PS5 launch window. So we haven't announced a specific release date yet, so stay tuned for that.
What kind of window? Is it big windows? No, I'm just kidding. All right, that's all we're going to get, I'm sure. Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart coming in the launch window for PlayStation 5. I got to say, Insomniac, we're so excited what you guys are doing across PlayStation, and the game looks incredible. So thank you so much for all you've done, and we look forward to seeing more of Rift Apart soon.
Thanks, Jeff. Take care.
All right, Marcus and Mike from Insomniac, thanks for showing us that first look at Ratchet & Clank or PlayStation 5. And that's going to do it for Opening Night Live. Thank you so much for watching from around the world, and make sure to stay tuned all weekend for more live Gamescom coverage at Gamescom.global. As for us, we'll see you later this year for the Game Awards 2020. Our team is hard at work to build a very special live show for you coming in December. We'll see you then. Good night.
Sorry for wasting everybody's time. I thought for sure this was going to be like a much bigger event. But you know, it happens. It's kind of weird because like in the trailer I saw for this, they said they were going to reveal the PlayStation release. The price and the release date, but maybe it's just not the first day. I'll look into it more. Maybe I'll make one of these videos once a day. I mean, this wasn't too bad. You know, there was a little bit of a problem and like this stuff that keeps acting up, but you know, I just got to get like a different light source, different location thing too. But hope you enjoyed it. I don't think there's much to say because yeah, it was a lot of old stuff, but like old stuff as in I don't think they showed any really new information about anything. I don't know. I'm gonna go watch the Nintendo thing. You know, I'll upload it if it's worth uploading. But you know, at least I'll have a reaction. See you later. Bye.